Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be doing another did they stay or did they go video. And in this type of video, I will be going over a haul that was previously uploaded on my channel. So I'm going back from my first hauls and just going in order. And I am going to be letting you guys know pretty much an update of if I still kept those fragrances, if I decluttered them or gifted them to someone, and just letting you know my thoughts on those fragrances now that I've had months since I got those fragrances, and I can kind of give you my opinion on them a little bit more in depth. Before we get started, if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Amy. I do videos on fragrance, beauty, self-care, and body care. If you like that type of content, then please consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the notification bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you here with me today, and I appreciate all of the love and support. All right, so I'm going to be posting the video that we are going to be talking about today. A lot of you guys love when I do these updates because I get to just give you my opinion about a fragrance, and I can give you guys a little bit more detailed thoughts because I've been able to play with it and just get to know the fragrance better. So let's start off with the first one, Dolce & Gabbana Rose. This is Dolce Rose. So here is the bottle. And this fragrance, as you can see, I have used up quite a bit of it. I absolutely love this fragrance. This fragrance is a very fruity fragrance. And when I first saw this fragrance come out, I was a little confused because since it is named Rose, I thought that it was gonna be a more rosy fragrance. So I was a little hesitant to try it out because they have came out with the Rose Excelsa before, which is more, has a little bit more rose touch to that one. I would say that the rose in this one, it's a beautiful rose that you picked from the garden, but it becomes a juicy rose because of the fruits that are in this fragrance. So you have red currant, you have green apple, which the green apple is very prominent in this fragrance. There's mandarin orange, rose, May rose, white peach, magnolia, musk, white wood, and sandalwood. And I just feel like this fragrance is beautiful for spring, for summer. The longevity is not the most long wearing fragrance, but then again, my skin just eats up fragrance. I kind of have problems with longevity with a lot of fragrances, but I just love getting small bottles like this. I pop this in my purse and I just reapply whenever I want to get that scent started up again. And I would say that this one is just a beautiful addition to that line. I'm going to be doing a video dedicated to this line and just talking to you guys about my experience with all of them. But I will say that it's a very nice fruity, the rose is in there, but it's not a vintage rose. It's not old-fashioned or just outdated type of rose. It's a very modern take on rose. Pretty, very refreshing type of fragrance. Really nice. I really like this one, and it is still in my collection. Okay, the next one we're going to be talking about is Versace Perfume, and this is the EDT version. And as you can see, I have used up quite a bit of this fragrance. I really love this one. This is just your sweet, citrusy, fresh type of fragrance. The raspberry in this one is like, it comes out to play. So I pick up so much of the raspberry in this fragrance. It is like a raspberry lemonade type of fragrance. So good. So the notes in this one are Sicilian lemon, raspberry, white currant, mandarin orange, cologne, magnolia, jasmine, orange blossom, freesia, musk and broxen, woodsy notes, and patchouli. Such a sweet, juicy, citrusy, and just fruity type of fragrance. It is just beautiful. So I would classify this as a fresh scent and as a citrus scent, but this would be on my more sweet side. So I do have fresh and citrus fragrances that just stay fresh and they don't have too much sweetness to them. This one is sweet, feminine, flirty, very juicy, and perfect for spring and summer. I know that I'm probably gonna get through this bottle pretty soon I'm gonna be done with it. So really like this one. The next one I'm gonna be talking about is one that is no longer in my collection, and I'm gonna just tell you guys the funny story with that one. So the one that I'm talking about is Gucci Bamboo, and I had got the EDP, and the notes for that one are bergamot, Casablanca lily, ylang ylang, orange blossom, sandalwood, Tahitian vanilla, and amber. In that haul, that was probably the fragrance that I loved the most. I sprayed that on and it smelled so amazing. It was like a fresh and clean fragrance. I just fell in love with that one. Now, I don't know what it is about this fragrance, but I started going through my comments about people talking about the fragrances and whatnot on that video, and someone mentioned to me that they got a cat pee or like a pee note to that fragrance, and I kind of laughed it off and I was like, okay, that's very weird, haha. How weird. That's pretty much how I felt about it. And I went to my closet, sprayed the perfume on, and I kid you not, I got pee. The first thing that I smelled was like a pee note, and it just turned me off so bad, and I couldn't unsee it, I couldn't unsmell it. All I thought was that person was right. I picked up the Pinot and immediately I just had to declutter that one. So unfortunately, that one is not in my collection. And I kind of was hesitant to even say that story because I feel like sometimes we don't notice things until someone else points them out. So I did not notice that. And then when I started reading it, I picked that up. So unfortunately, Gucci Bamboo is not in my collection right now, but I think maybe in the future I'll give it another try if I see it maybe at like a Marshall's or TJ Maxx or something. They're usually there. The next one is another Versace fragrance, and this is Versace Versense. You guys know that this has been talked about a lot on my channel. I absolutely fell in love with this one. This one has a fig note in it, and it just makes it a little bit more unique than my other fresh scents. It kind of sets it apart. And the notes for this one are bergamot, citruses, green mandarin, fig, pear. Middle notes are cardamom, lily, jasmine, narcissus, and the base notes are Virginia cedar, olive tree, musk, and sandalwood. I feel like this one is the fresh that I was talking about that doesn't have as much sweetness as the Eros, but I would say it's still sweet because of that fig in there. It's green as well, like a, not green, but fresh. Oh, so good. And I feel like this fragrance can be unisex, even though it has a little bit of sweetness from that fig. And then as it starts to dry down, you get kind of like a woody note. This is just perfect for summer, for hot days. When you're just hot and you want to feel like you're refreshed, this is such a nice one. It's not for everyone. I think that some people aren't a fan of this one, but I just find this one amazing. And it's not too sweet, it's not too floral or anything like that. So if you're that type of person that just prefers like a simple fragrance, you want to smell good but you don't want to be too out there, this is perfect. Very nice, clean, fresh type of fragrance, and I still love it. Okay, next is a fragrance that I have also talked about a few times on this channel, and this is Michelle Germain's Sexual Sugar. I got this fragrance after hearing Tara Michelle talking about it. She is Opinionated Scents here on YouTube, and this replaced my Aqualina's Pink Sugar. So this one is a very sweet fragrance. The notes are sugar, wild berries, passion flower, African orange flower, vanilla, and almond. And this one is just, I find this one very flirty and playful, sweet. It's very sweet, and it reminds me a lot of Pink Sugar. It just doesn't have that licorice or like that burnt or like that weird vibe that I got from Pink Sugar. Like sometimes Pink Sugar, I was okay with it, and other times I couldn't vibe with it, and on my skin I didn't like it. But this one is just really nice, really sweet. I usually pick this one up for bedtime, or when I'm just gonna be home with my husband and I just want to smell, you know, sweet and just approachable. It's a very like flirty type of fragrance. I just think it's really, really nice. It's a pretty big bottle, so it is gonna take me some time to get through this one because it's pretty big, and this one's not one that I reach for a lot. I would say that I should reach for this one a little bit more than what I actually do, but when I think about, you know, should I get rid of it, I just can't bring myself to get rid of it. It's just really sweet, really nice, and very girly, sugary. If you like those very sweet, sugary type of fragrances, you would probably love this one because it's just sugar. It's like liquid sugar. It's so good. The next one that I'm going to be showing you guys is Kayali Vanilla 28. I still have this one in my collection, and I feel like starting next month is when I'm going to start giving this one so much more use than I was, because I was really focusing on my summer fragrances, fresh, and not so much this type of fragrance. But now that fall is coming up, this is going to be one that I'm going to be using a lot for layering, to add a little bit of sweetness to fragrances that I feel could use a little bit more vanilla. Oh, it's so good. And I feel like the longer this one sits in your collection, the sweeter and more like intoxicating it gets. And it's just a sugary vanilla type of fragrance. This one has vanilla orchid, jasmine, brown sugar, tonka bean, amber musk, amber wood, and patchouli. But it's a really nice vanilla. It's not your cupcake type of vanilla. It's more of like a natural. It still has sweetness to it, but it's just not as sweet as other vanilla fragrances that I have tried. And it just feels more grown up. This is like your grown up vanilla, and it's really, really nice, and it's getting darker. I'm so happy that it's getting darker. I am a weirdo, but when I see other people talking about it on their videos and it's just super dark and it looks so potent, I just want this one to get that deep in color because it just makes it look more rich. And yeah, so Kayali Vanilla is still in my collection. Okay, this last one I'm going to be talking about is one that I haven't been able to play too much with, so I can't really tell you how I feel right now about it. I still like it. It's still in my collection, but I was kind of saving this one for upcoming fall and winter because I feel like it's very potent and it's not something that I wanted to wear during summer. And this is La Vie Est L'Eclat. And I love this bottle. I love the little texture to the bottle, and I just think it's beautiful. And as you can see, it's pretty full because I've probably worn this maybe once or twice, if that. I'm gonna start wearing it now in September, but this one is still in my collection because whenever I do try it out and spray it on my skin, it's such a beautiful fragrance. It's intense, it's good quality. The notes in this one are bergamot, mandarin orange, freesia, orange blossom, white flowers, iris, jasmine sambac, vanilla, sandalwood, and patchouli. So that iris in this one to me is very prominent, and it gives it a little bit of a powdery touch to this fragrance. And the orange blossom, I feel like the iris adds like the texture to the fragrance. It's a little bit more powdery, and then the orange blossom is probably the star of the show in this one. And I love orange blossom, so I just think that this one is beautiful. But I would recommend this one for more cooler weather, for fall, for winter. I think that this would be amazing. I think in the summer it might be too thick, but you can wear your fragrances whenever you want. There's nothing wrong with that. Just in my preference, I would pull this one out more in the cooler months, but it is just beautiful. And I do get a tiny bit of the La Vie Est DNA, but the orange blossom is just so loud in this one that it's just the shining star of the fragrance. So good. And I pick up the sandalwood and the vanilla. So I pick up orange blossom, vanilla, and sandalwood the most. The patchouli is not really too loud in this one, and it's very well blended in there. So this one will most likely be in my tray for September. So that is going to be my update on that particular haul. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Let's go ahead and let's chat in the comments section about these fragrances and what is your experience with them. Thank you for being here with me today and giving me a little bit of your time. I appreciate it so much. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video.
Shooting me with words, but I won't let them breathe.